Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, I'm so happy you're here. My name is Brittany and I cook all things gluten-free. So let's get in the kitchen and start cooking. We're in the kitchen and today we're cooking up chicken fried steak. I'm going to use a baggie to put in the gluten-free flour and the cornmeal. The gluten-free flour that I'm using is the Just About all-purpose baking flour. You want to use 2 cups to 1 cup ratio. So 2 cups gluten-free flour, 1 cup of the gluten-free cornmeal. The cornmeal that I am using is the Lamb's stone ground yellow cornmeal, which is gluten-free. Once you have that all in the baggie, you want to shake that up and mix it together. Go ahead and set your oven to 350 degrees. In a skillet, pour in the oil so we can fry up the chicken fried steak. And turn this to medium heat. We will also have a Pyrex and add milk and 2 eggs. And give that a good whisk with a fork. Put your meat into the milk and eggs and let that soak for a few minutes. Once that has soaked for a few minutes, you're going to put the meat into the baggie 1 or 2 pieces at a time. You can close the baggie and shake it up really good to coat it well, and then we will put it into the skillet. The oil in the skillet should be nice and hot. Be careful placing in your chicken fried steak. Go ahead and place them in, and we will cook them into a golden brown on this side. It's now getting to a nice crispy golden brown. I'm going to go ahead and flip them onto the next side. When this side has gotten to a golden brown, get out a cookie sheet and place the chicken fried steak onto the cookie sheet. They do not have to be well done when you're placing them onto the cookie sheet because we will place them into the oven to continue to cook. We will continue this process until we have cooked up all the chicken fried steak meat, coating it in the milk, battering it with the gluten-free flour and the gluten-free cornmeal, and then frying it up in the vegetable oil. Then placing it onto the cookie sheet to bake in the oven. We are cooking it in the oil and then baking it in the oven so that it does not get soggy with the gluten-free flour and gluten-free cornmeal. Over the years, I have learned that you have to twice cook the chicken fried steak so that it will have the correct crust on it. If you just fry it and then put it onto the pan, onto your plate, it will become soggy. So that is why we place it into the oven and cook it for a couple of minutes, because we don't want that crust to get a soggy crust. You want it to be crispy. We are almost done cooking up all the chicken fried steak in the oil, and we will now place this into the oven that you have at 350 degrees. Cook this for several minutes until the meat is well done and the crust is crispy. The perfect side to chicken fried steak is mashed potatoes. You can actually start these mashed potatoes before you pour in the oil and start cooking up the chicken fried steak. That way that they will be done at the same time, and you can pull the chicken fried steak out of the oven and be mixing up the mashed potatoes, and they will be ready together. Cut and peel several potatoes and bring them to a boil. When they are soft, you will drain them. Then you will add in milk and butter. Then mix them with a KitchenAid handheld mixer. Mix them up until they become light and fluffy. To make the gravy for the chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes, I'm going to pour out most of the oil that we cooked the chicken fried steak in. You want that oil to barely skim the bottom. I'm going to add a half a cup of gluten-free flour. Whisk the flour and the oil together to make a roux. Once you have the roux, then you will pour in milk. I usually judge how much to pour in by covering the top of the roux. Give this a good whisk and keep stirring until the gravy is a thick consistency. Once the gravy starts to get thick, then turn the heat off and let it thicken up without the heat. Add in some pepper and salt. Mix that in and your gravy is ready. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I would be happy to answer your questions. The full recipe is in the description box down below. If you like cooking up gluten-free meals, go ahead and click that subscribe button and you will be notified of new weekly meals that we are making every week that are gluten-free. Enjoy! Dinner is served. Thank y'all for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know if you tried cooking up chicken fried steak.